municipality in the southwestern part of Iloilo Province and one of the 7 towns comprising the 1st Congressional District of Iloilo. It has a total land area of 15,722 hectares and composed of 119 barangays. Come, join us and let's discover more about Miag-ao. Miag-ao was derived from the name of a wild plant called miagos that grew abundantly in the place. The town center of the municipality lies on the western bank of the Tumagbok River. Miag-ao is considered as the onion capital of the Visayas. It is also the location of one of the Baroque churches of the Philippines, the Miag-ao Church and Salakayan Festival. Miag-ao used to be a part of 4 different towns in southern Iloilo. It was part of Oton until 1580, Tigbawan from 1580 until 1652, San Joaquin from 1652 to 1703, and before becoming independent, it became a part of Guimbal in 1703. Miag-ao became an independent municipality in 1716.
Miag-ao is one of the towns in Iloilo that capitalized on its hablon industry.
Hablon came from the word habol, a local word that means weave. Hablon refers to the weaving process and the finished product that is common in places like Miag-ao, Villa, and Antique province. The Hablon weaving commerce is making a comeback in the town of Miag-ao as this indigenous fabric is emerging into a versatile textile. Usually used for multicolored checkered patajong skirt, bandanas, and household items like mosquito nets, blankets, table runners, it is now currently making waves in the Philippine and international fashion world. This hand-woven world-class textiles is famous for its beautiful and artistic color combination, design, and high quality. Hablon weaving is a very intricate and traditional method of fabric production that can be traced back in Miag-ao since the late 18th century. The weaver steps on the bamboo pedal to raise or lower the heddle, then the weave will be propelled across the loom by a shuttle. Weft thread needed for the shuttle will be spooled using a traditional spooling wheel. The Municipality of Miag-ao celebrates the annual Hablon Festival every first week of September. The week-long celebration highlights the culture and heritage of the fabric through exhibit, fashion show, pageant competition, trade fairs, and parades. Travel to Barangay Cagbangin, Miag-ao, Iloilo, a small barrio in the western portion of Miag-ao Municipality.
Butter making is the main source of income for Cabanganos. Making pots and other earthenware has been part of their lives for many years.
Ever since time immemorial, our province has been involved in pottery making. Silent witnesses are the pottery artifacts preserved at the Iloilo Museum. Lola Enriqueta Portugana is 91 years old, a native of Barangay Cagbang, Miag-ao Iloilo. It was her mother's influence, who is also a pottery maker, that inspired her to join the camaraderie of pottery makers. At the early age of 12, she joined the business of pottery making. And now she's doing pottery for 79 years. A job born out of passion. Traditional method of pottery making is still being practiced in Barangay Cagbang. The daga or clays used are just found in their own backyard. The clay is usually mixed with sand and water before molting. The amount of mixture depends on what kind of pottery you'll be making. Knead the mixture using your bare hands, working out the air bubbles. When the mixture is ready, you can mold the clay using a wooden paddle or placing it on a potter's wheel. Mold the clay with your bare hands while spinning the wheel. The freshly molded pot or product is then stored in a cool, dry place away from the direct heat of the sun to dry. When the pot is ready, it is cooked for a few minutes on a fire using dry hay. Out of their rich natural environment, there are still things we can discover and produce. These are truly Filipino products we must introduce and be proud of. A 166 years old Spanish-era bridge called Taytay lies just off the Miag-ao Gimbal Road on the junction to Barangay Gibungan. It took its name from the Ilonggo word Taytay, meaning bridge, and Buni taken from the name of its Spanish construction foreman, Bonifacio Nular. Taytay Buni was constructed in 1854 when Miguel Navales was the gobernadorcillo. He wanted to prove to the people that he was a good administrator and leader. The route of the old Spanish road can be seen disappearing into distance at the end of the bridge, across the fields of green. The bridge used to connect Gimbal and Miag-ao before the construction of the National Highway. It is a small narrow bridge and originally only meant to be used by horse-drawn carriages. The construction of the bridge was done by forced labor, a common practice during the colonial era. The people of Miag-ao had to transport large tablets of stones from the boundaries of Igbaras by means of karusa, a sled pulled by carabaos. The materials used in building Taytay Buni was commonly called tablia or tabreha, stone slabs, and were fitted one after the other just like today's modern hollow blocks. Lime was used to hold the stone slabs together in way we use cement today. Taytay Buni in Barangay Ictuba is considered to be one of the 9 surviving Spanish bridges in the Philippines. The Miag-ao Church still stands after defying elements and catastrophes for 2 centuries. Construction of Miag-ao Church was started on a Saturday in December 1786, half a century after the founding of the Miag-ao Parish. The church is situated in Tacas, where the townsfolk have a commanding view of the mouth of the Miag-ao River. The parish priest at the time was Fray Francisco Maximo Gonzales, and the town head was Capitan Domingo Libuon. The church overall style falls under the Baroque Romanesque architectural style. Its oak color is due to the materials used in constructing the church: adobe, egg, coral, and limestone. The church foundation is 6 meters deep, and the massive stone walls at 1.5 meters thick are intensified through the use of 4-meter thick sitback buttresses as protection to the Moro invaders. The church's simple interior is nevertheless highlighted by a striking gold-plated retablo. The facade of Miag-ao Church consists of an ornately decorated bas-relief in the middle of the 2 huge watchtower belfries on each side. The bas-relief is a mixed influence of medieval Spanish, Chinese, Muslim, and local traditions and elements, a unique characteristic of the church facade. A prominent part of the facade is a coconut tree depicted as the tree of life where Saint Christopher holds on. Saint Christopher is dressed in local and tradition clothing, carrying the child Jesus on his back. The rest of the facade features the daily life of the people of Miag-ao during that time, including native flora like papaya, coconut, and palm tree, and fauna. Above the wooden door entrance at the center of the facade is a carved image of the town's patron saint, Saint Thomas of Villanueva. At each side of the door is the images of Saint Henry of Bavaria on the left and Pope Pius VI on the right side. Supporting the facade are the twin belfries, one towering 2 stories and the other 3 stories high. When finished in 1797, the left tower was lower than the right. In 1830, 33 years after it was finished, an additional structure was added to the left belfry to make them equal in height. The church withstood the powerful Lady Kaikai earthquake, which toppled the bell tower of Haro and the old church of Oton, as well as many other Spanish-built churches in the island. On February 16, 1963, the Miag-ao Church was awarded as a historical marker by the Philippine Historical Commission headed by Director Luis Montilla. In recognition of the people's love and devotion to their faith, President Ferdinand E. Marcos, through Presidential Decree No. 260 dated August 1, 1973, declared Miag-ao Catholic Church a national shrine. The church was declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site on December 11, 1993, under the collective title Baroque Churches of the Philippines, a collection of Baroque Spanish-era churches.